Hello friends! So this video is going to look very different than they used to. This video is for everyone who is serving in June and July because I am taking just a 2-month sabbatical just for some rest and some rejuvenation. So I tried to get everything prepped for you guys as well as I could for June and July. So I want to walk you through kind of what to expect if you are serving in June and July. So first, we're going to start in the K through 2nd grade classroom because whether you are serving in kindergarten through 2nd grade or if you are serving in 3rd through 5th grade, this is going to be the first place you're going to stop before you go to huddle. So when you come in here, there is a cabinet on this side of the room. Inside of this cabinet, you're going to see some boxes that are labeled, baskets rather. So they are here. The top shelf is our baskets for our K through 2nd grade teachers. There's one labeled June 1st, June 8th, June 15th, and then the same thing for our 3rd through 5th grade, June 1st, 8th, and 15th. Inside those baskets, you're going to find several important things. You're going to find your lesson plans. You're going to find the take-home sheets for the kids. You're going to find what is hopefully every single material that you will need to teach the lesson that day, with the exception of things that are already in your room. So you know if you have served before, there's already paper in your classroom. So if your lesson calls for paper, just grab paper from where it's located already in your classroom. If for some reason there is a material missing that you need, the first step that you should do is send one of the teachers to look in the cabinets that are in your classroom. So if you're in K through 2, you can just check the other side because there's lots of materials back here. Or if you're in 3rd through 5th, you have those 2 bookcases back there that are full of, that's actually the true material storage, so you can look in there. If you still can't find it, the next step is to contact whoever your floater is for that Sunday to help you find something. And then your final option is to contact Kristen Rawl if she is not your floater that day. That would be your third option. Or just be creative and find another way to do the activity with maybe something that is right in front of you. But hopefully, my hope is that everything that you need should be in there or already readily available and obviously right there in your classroom. So that is where all the materials for the entire month of June for kindergarten through 2nd grade are in the baskets on top, and 3rd through 5th grade are in the baskets below. Now, if you are teaching kindergarten through 2nd grade, this is something else that I ask of you. If you are teaching at the second service, one of your jobs as the kids are leaving, and have the kids get involved in this, is to make sure materials bucket look like this when they leave. Crayons on one side, markers, there should be 10 of them, the same that come in a classic colors pack, the rainbow colors, plus pink, brown, black, and gray. And lots of good pencils. If pencils need to be sharpened, we have a pencil sharpener over in that corner. If it's for some reason unplugged, that should be the only reason it wouldn't be working. Just plug it back in. But every table has one of these material buckets. Typically at the end of a Sunday, they are trashed. So because I won't be doing resets during the week, if you could just make sure if you're teaching at the second service, have those last few kids that are waiting on their parents to pick them up, have them help get those buckets ready before they leave. If for some reason markers go missing, which happens frequently, there are extra markers back here that you can pull from, or there's also ones in that back corner of the 3rd through 5th grade classroom that you can use as well. But please do take the time to do that. Also, in these bins, you're going to notice something that I started doing a couple months ago behind the lesson plans is a copy of the Find It in the Bible. And in the bottom corner of that sheet, it tells you the verse that they're going to reference during large group. So I've taken it down. Sorry, I don't want to make you dizzy, so I'm going to turn more slowly. Over here in the corner where the schedule is a spot where it says, please bookmark blank before large group. So you're going to take that paper, just stick it up there with a clip, and write whatever the verse reference is. They should be trying to bookmark that before large group starts. If they don't get it done before large group, then when they bring their Bible to large group, that's what they should be doing during the 2-minute countdown before large group starts. And the schedule is up. So if you are serving on June 22nd, you'll need to switch this. The paper directly behind it has the different schedule that we follow when it is Memory Verse Sunday, but otherwise the other weeks of the month, we just keep it on the main schedule. And so that is the basics of what you should need for if you are teaching in a small group during June and July. Now, large group looks a little bit different. Large group, I have your stuff all over here. I turned to the table because I wanted to protect these baskets a little bit, because occasionally some little hands get into the materials, and I wanted to make sure everything was all set for you. So we have, hopefully you can see this. I'm going to pull the table out a little bit more so you can see it. It says large group June, large group July. And inside each basket is a bag with your lesson plans and all the materials you should need to teach large group for June and July. The only exception being that you needed the baking sheet for June 29th, and that didn't fit, so I put it to the side. June 1st is obviously this Sunday, so it's already out. Right here, lesson plans are on top, and then all the materials that you should need are in this bag. Be careful not to rip it, because this bag is actually one of the 3 bags that you need for the lesson. So that is all in there. There's 5 weeks in June, so the remaining 4 weeks of June are in there. All of the weeks of July are in there. Now, things are going to be a little bit different at Oaks Kids during 6 weeks this summer. And so during those 6 weeks, we're going to be sending take-home sheets during large group time. And so you're going to notice, if you're serving during those weeks, those last 2 weeks of June and the 4 weeks of July, the take-home sheets are in the large group materials. So those will be in there to send home with kids at the end of the time. I thank you guys so much for serving. Oh, the other thing that is the same is the memory verse is still up here on the window for June. For July, we will have a different memory verse on there up at some point, whether it's our VBS verse or if it's our verse that has been assigned to us by our curriculum that we're using. But these are all of our old memory verse things if they want to look back at those. And I believe that that is everything. I'm excited for a fun and restful, rejuvenating summer. Thank you guys so much for serving. And I do ask, be in prayer about if as you find yourself kind of stepping into kind of having to prep some more of these materials for lessons than what has been done in the past, if you feel like a tugging on your heart that you are interested in doing that more, maybe you're interested in things that aren't on Sunday morning, at some point coming in during the week to reset the classroom, making those material bins look nice, getting the materials set out for the upcoming Sunday's lesson. That is something that would be a huge blessing to this ministry. I would love to partner with any of you on that, even if it's something that you're like once or twice a month. I would love to come in and do that. That is something that would just be a huge answer to prayer for me. So please be thinking about that, be praying about that. And if that is something that you feel called to do, please reach out to me anytime and we can talk about what that would look like starting in August. I am so thankful to you guys and all that you bring to my life, to this church, and especially to the lives of these kids that we get to serve and share Jesus with at Oaks Kids. You are loved. You are just very, very appreciated. You guys have a great summer, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye.